Hello, namaste, assalamu alaikum, sat sri akal, kem cho my YouTube family. This is Mihir and you are watching our YouTube channel, Mr. Motion Freak. So, an outdoor location, right? You guys might be thinking, why is it so? So, today is not a regular travel vlog. Today is a 27,000 a long-term ownership review of my KTM RC390. So, a review consists of pros and cons and personal experiences. So, chalo, let's begin. First of all, starting with the pros. थोड़ा पहले अच्छाइयाँ बोल देनी चाहिए बाद में बुराई तो होनी है चलो let's start. Yeah, I'll go through it. I mean, most of you guys would know these all points, so I'll go through it a bit fast. The pros, it's great value for money in this mini super bike segment. Second, the brakes and the handling. Being a sports bike, the brakes and handling are amazing. Third, the best track machine in this segment. The suspensions are stiff, making it the best track machine compared to Ninja 300 and the Yamaha R3. And the instrument cluster, it's very informative. It consists of clock, RPM meter, speedometer, 2 trip meters, 1 odometer, and gear shift indicator, perfect shifts, the warning lights. I mean, it almost consists of everything that a bike could give you. Now come, let's show you the instrument cluster. The instrument cluster of the bike. Yeah, so this is the gear indicator, this is the neutral indicator, these all are the warnings. This is the side stand down indicator, you can see it's written. This is the odometer, and this is the first trip meter, this is the second trip meter. This is the clock. This one is the engine heating, how much the engine heats up, and this is the fuel indicator that your bike has. Now moving on, the engine, it shows the average kilometer, that average time that you have taken, the average kilometer you have covered per hour, and it shows the how much liters you are using per 100 kilometer. This one, after that, this one shows the average fuel economy, and this shows the amount of kilometers left you have to take it to the showroom for servicing. And after that, projector headlamps. The projector headlamps there, the round headlamps. These are the projector headlamps, and they project the light. I mean, they concentrate the light and they give a amazing field of view. If you are driving at night, it gives amazing illumination at night. This is my personal review. And aerodynamic body, being a track machine, it had to be aerodynamic. So I think it is the most aerodynamic body that bike could have. The most, it can't be made more than that, according to me. Stock modular tires. If you guys know a bit about tires, modular are the soft compound tires. They are sticky tires, they are track tires. So these tires are, it gives amazing handling and braking capabilities to the rider. After that, a whole light body aluminum swing arm. Because of that, the maneuverability increases a lot. If you are driving in city and that kind of traffic, the maneuverability is very high. Remappable ECU. ECU is basically the CPU of computer. Is the CPU of computer is equal to the ECU of bike. It controls every electronics, fueling, and whatnot. So the ECU is in KTM RC390s. The ECU is limited. It is being limited by the company itself. It limits the bike at 179 km per hour top speed. But if you can remap the ECU, if you remap the ECU, the bike goes well above 179. I personally have done 193 kilometers in this bike, and you can see this in the footage. I'll show you it just right now. spare parts, that are there in the bike. हाँ भैया, क्या मांगडी रोड है? हाँ, straight. Yeah, the spare parts are cheap. I mean cheap in the sense not cheaper a lot. It's not cheap that much that it could be compared to a low segment bike, but it is cheap in comparison of Ninja 300 and Yamaha R3. And I am comparing Ninja 300 and Yamaha R3 each and every time, because these two bikes only fit in the segment of the 400cc segment. I mean yeah, it's around 310, 320, but it's almost there. Ninja 400 is not considerable right now because it hasn't been launched, no reviews, nothing is there yet, so I'm not considering Ninja 400. Yeah, so that was all the pros of the bike, and a review is incomplete without the cons, because the cons are even more important than the pros. Man would, if he's shelling out 2.9 lakh rupees, he would expect that the bike would have some of the other pros, but the cons should be known to him. So the cons start from like this. Yeah, the con is that the engine heating problem. Engine heats up a lot due to high compression ratio. The engine heats up a lot. It is a 43 bhp single cylinder engine, and that is the reason of its heating. So it is not a city bike. Second, the suspensions are stiff. It's because that the bike is track focused, so they keep the suspension stiff so that it can capture each and every corners. So it doesn't make a city bike, because if you are in city and you don't expect a suspension stiff bike, because if you are going through a pothole or something like that, it hurts. It is a pain in your ass if you are riding this in the city. Yeah. And then the modular tires, again it's a pro that it has modular tires, but if you are replacing the modular tires, it costs you a lot. I mean you have to shell out around 11 to 12,000 for a pair of modular tires if you are buying new ones. And the first and second, these tires are soft compound, so they wear very easily and very quickly. I mean my bike has done 27,000 kilometers, and I have replaced 2 sets of these tires till now. I mean I have spent I'll talk to it afterwards. When I'll come to my personal experience, I'll talk to it afterwards. Let's talk about the cons of the bike. Yeah, so yeah, the other con, it is that it is a very sophisticated machine, a very compact machine. So if you are buying this vehicle, you have to keep a regular eye on the engine fluids, like the coolant and the engine oil, because these bikes produce a lot of heat, and if engine oil is not present in the bike, or the coolant is not present in the bike, it would damage your engine parts, that's for sure. So you have to keep a regular eye, because these engine oil and coolant, these gets heated up and it evaporates very fast in these kind of machines. Again, yeah, the reliability issues. Now this is the major topic. Some guys would question that how the reliability issues. KTM is a reputed brand. I am not defaming the brand. I am no one to defame KTM, but the thing is, I am sharing my personal opinions in that. That's all. Some guys would find it not correct. They would find it wrong. Some guys would agree with me. So let's start. Yeah, the KTM engine has 390 engine, has major reliability issues. If you ask any of the KTM owners, the one of every 5 owners would tell that there is a engine issue in KTM. Now the engine issue is not that major, but if you're shelling 2.9 lakh rupees for a vehicle, you won't expect these. And the service the KTM service, it's like they know how to service the bike, or they just don't want to service the bike, or they just don't want to take care of your bike, because it's not their bike, it's your bike. This is the behavior of KTM service guys. This is what happened with me till now. This is what happened. So there are engine reliability issues. I'll talk about what are my experience when about talking about the engine. When I'll talk about the experience that happened to me. So yeah, next move to another con. Yeah, it's not a beginner bike. KTM 390 is not meant for beginners who just learn the bike, who have just learned riding, and they want to drive a bike, or who have spent 2 or 3 months riding a bike and they want to upgrade. KTM 390, RC390 or Duke 390, in the matter of that, is not for them, because the thing is that the engine ECU issues. I mean, ECU is mapped in that way that it gives a jerk, and it has a acceleration. It has a crazy acceleration, man. I mean, you can go to. I mean, I went 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds, just 4.8 seconds. I'll show you the footage. I'll show you a proper footage of that. I have recorded each and everything. I mean, otherwise you guys would tell what is he telling? This bike can't do that, but it is capable of doing that. So yeah, that was all for the pros and cons. Now let's talk about my experience, about how much money I have spent on the bike till now. So let's start. I have changed the sprocket. The chain sprocket, I have changed it 2 times. I have changed the sprocket 2 times. It's around 7,500 rupees till now for the chain, for replacing the chain sprocket 2 times. It's around 3,500, 3,600 for a chain sprocket replacement. Yeah, let it pass by. Yeah, it's around 3,600 to 3,700 for replacing a chain sprocket for a single time, and I have done it 2 times. So it's around 7,400, 7,500 till now. I have changed the rear tires 2 times. So it costed me around 12,000, 6,000 for a rear tire. So it costed me around 12,000 till now for the tire replacement rear, and for the front tire replacement it costed me 10,000. I have replaced the front tire also 2 times till now. So it accounts for 10,000. Now I'll show you the tires that I have replaced. This is the brand new tire, the brand new modular tires that I have replaced right now. I mean, I have replaced at the time of Diwali in around 1.5 months before. And this is the new Pirelli tires, the Pirelli Diablo Rosso 2 tires that I have replaced it around 3 months before. These are the second replacement. Yeah, so these all are the things that constitutes, if you are buying a RC390, you would take these things in account. Yeah, that's all for it was my my things that I have replaced in the bike. So it comes to 29,000 for just the parts, for the wear and tear parts. I'll leave the servicing, I'll leave the regular maintenance of the bike. It's like you have to take the bike to service center every 4 to 5,000 kilometers. And in Bangalore, being in Bangalore, you can cover, if you are a regular rider, you can cover 4 to 5,000 kilometers in a matter of 3 months. That's all. 3 months is enough for covering 4 to 5,000 kilometers. And in every 3 months you have to take your bike for servicing. And the average cost for servicing, if you're taking it, if you're replacing the oil, the air filter, the fuel filter, that all, so the average cost would come around 3,500 to 4,000 rupees. That's the average cost, and you have to sell these 3 to 4,000 every 3 months. That is the situation with me, because I am a frequent rider. I ride this bike each and every day for around 10-15 kilometers. I usually ride this bike. So yeah, now coming to the issues that I have. क्या यार, इतना ज़्यादा आवाज़ होता है यहाँ आए इस वजह से, ताकि ये लोकेशन थोड़ा शांत है. अब इतना ज़्यादा आवाज़ हो रहा है, कोई नहीं, चलो. हाँ, so coming up to the issues that I have faced with my KTM RC390 engine. First of all, the cam and camshaft. I won't go to the technicalities. I just would give a summary about what all changes happened to the engine of my bike. The cam and camshaft has been replaced one time. The head block, the engine head, that is there in the top of, when you open the seat, the rider's seat, you get the engine head. So that has been replaced 2 times. The piston, the engine pistons, that runs into the cylinder, that has been replaced 1 time. And the crankcase is what that contains the fuel and air mixture. That I mean, you guys would know what a crankcase is. So it has been replaced once, and it was this time only. The coolant pump, oil seal, it is oil seal, that a coolant pump is there which pumps the coolant throughout the engine and it cools the engine. So if you have so the battery of my DSLR went off, so right now I am recording with my phone. So the engine, where was I? Yeah, the engine, the coolant issues, right? So the coolant pump pumps the fluid in the whole engine and cools it down. So if there is a leak in coolant pump, the coolant leaks from your pump to the engine and it mixes up with the engine oil. Now because of that mixing, the engine oil burns up very fast, and now there is a engine oil scarcity in your bike. That causes a lot of wear and tear and damage the parts of your vehicle. So that happened with me 2 times. That's all, guys. I think I have covered each and every point. I have covered each and everything in my review. So chalo, let's conclude this review with this thing, and bye bye guys, be safe, be alive. तो अगर इतने आगे तक देख लिया है तो लाइक करके जाओ. अच्छा लगा वीडियो तो लाइक करो, शेयर करो, सब्सक्राइब करो. आगे भी आते रहेगा. कुछ अभी प्लानिंग्स है दिमाग में, जो अभी इट्स नॉट 100% श्योर, बट या इट वुड बी डन एट अ पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. सो चलो गाइस, होप यू एंजॉयड.